Everyone's here with Troy Johnson. It's Johnson, right?
Wait a second.
And so we're going to have to look at like all the 3.0 characters released, and to make it easier to show off how they can fight and all that kind of fun stuff, Troy's thrown together a quick button, because he's, you know, the toy box master. He's on the toy box team, and he said he'd make it easier to like quickly with 3.0 and like some of the new like the ways you've upgraded like menus and, you know, like the way things highlight and connect, just like the simple mechanics of connecting stuff. Is it easier now?
So it's all very familiar. So as far as just making connections, you're going to run into pretty much what you've experienced and what you've seen before.
Waving
there are some, yes, exactly, waving the wand, pointing at stuff, A to B, cause and effect kind of things. But there have been some improvements to the menu flow in some cases, and to how some of the properties work. Some things that are contextual, they'll hide and appear based on when you need them and then when they actually apply. But as a general rule, it's going to be really familiar.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to do something that's fairly simple as far as what most people would probably be able to jump in and just do immediately for getting some characters to generate, or some enemies to generate.
And so, just curious, when message received and it's listening on all the playsets, is there a reason for that? What are all these? Why are all these playsets listed?
So these are, I'm highlighting so that when, so I started out by saying when this button is pressed, and that was the title of that menu was send message when button is pressed. Now I've selected the enemy generator, and so the enemy generator says, well, when I've received a message, and then these are now broken down into categories and in groups of enemies.
Gotcha.
So this is, you know, one of those things that helps streamline the menus.
Sorry, I just was not paying attention.
No, you are just fine.
Everyone's like, were you not watching what he literally just selected? It's like, no, I've been looking at Troy Johnson. It's Johnson, right?
It is. It is indeed. So when the message is received, now I'm getting into, you know, I'm going to go for the toy box category of enemies, and I'll do this one as an Agrabah guard because we just love it so much.
Love it all so much.
I'll throw this one down.
As I keep bothering Troy, boy, wouldn't it be great if you could just copy and paste those enemy generators?
My goodness, would it not be the best thing ever? So I'm totally on your side with that one. There's no doubt about that. We'll do some themed Inside Out. We're going to get a swamp creature in there. Oh, so that one was not actually in the movie. That's going to be something you'll see in the Inside Out playset, is this new enemy.
Cool. One of Riley's nightmare creations.
Exactly, yep.
I think we might have seen her in one of the Twitch streams.
Okay.
I mean, seen the swamp monsters.
Okay, perfect. You know, we're going to do Imperial Officer. Let's just do Sand Trooper. Don't want to do anything too heavy for Sadness's first go at a level 0.
Yeah, right?
I need I think the Tron identity, or not the identity disc, but the user, power of the user or something. Maybe the Mickey's Mickey Sorcerer hat to get some experience boosts here, but I don't have those power discs on me.
I wonder if any of those power discs, the costume change discs have a bonus.
There are some, and I'm trying to remember if there are any that
like
have...
the 3.0 ones, so like Luke and Leia's.
Oh, those ones.
Because those are around here, but I wonder if they give any...
You know,
because in 2.0, all the costume change just had
they also have a passive bonus.
That worked on all characters.
So they do also have a passive bonus in 3.0, but to be honest, I am not sure which ones have what bonuses.
Gotcha.
So really, they're cool and they're pretty.
Yeah.
Is how I'm gonna. So you know, we've got our enemies appearing here.
All right, great.
I'm gonna start bombing on Agrabah guard. You know, minding his own business, and sadly. So one of my favorite things about Sadness is her side roll and her forward dodges. She just rolls on the ground instead of doing something incredibly effective as a dodge, but trying to capture some of her soul from the movie. Oh, there we go.
Now she's falling to her sad doom.
Exactly. I haven't upgraded her with an aerial recovery yet, so but we'll be getting there soon. Oh, I think I got this Sand Trooper using my memory orbs. See if I can get this button from afar. Oh yeah, this is my other favorite. Block breaker move.
It's funny that you set this up because I remember, like, because through the website we do a lot of character guides, and just to make life easier on ourselves, we have some spark generators, but I'm really bad at spark generators. And so At least I was at the beginning, and
Sure.
so I had developed one of the most complicated systems of spark generating ever, because I just wasn't also familiar with all the toys.
Yep.
It was actually pretty much my first go at making a toy box, was making this gauntlet for characters to test their speed, test their damage, that kind of stuff. But so I had made this gigantic valley that had various levels of stacked enemy generators, and then all those were then triggered by a button, and then at the bottom of the valley was a big lava pit. And so I would trigger the button and then run forward and collect all the
As they
but then it became all the sparks were getting lost because it wasn't gathering enough.
Yeah,
so I had to kind of like redesign it so that the sparks would fall down, but then I needed to quickly be able to move in under where they all gathered, and then move back out where I could then clearly hit the button. And I was like, this is getting too complicated. So then I created an object dropper, and so I had it drop an ESPN soccer ball or golf ball on the trigger, and then I created another button that I could throw a weapon at that triggered that. And it's like, why didn't I just make the button so it just got being this Rube Goldberg spark
the genius.
It was the most overly complicated thing ever had to be made.
I love it. It's interesting because sometimes we'll see videos, and I'll hand this off to you so you can open the skill tree and see what you want to take a look at. But sometimes we think, people creating spark generators, is that a bad thing if they're gaming the system?
But at a certain point, it stops becoming a benefit.
So yeah, I mean, we get there's a point where you can only level up so fast and whatnot, but at least within a given amount of time.
Ingenuity of spark generators sometimes are amazing.
And that's what we love to see, right? It's almost to the point where sometimes you're like, oh, does it break the game, or does it make the gameplay loop less fun or less interesting or less compelling?
We'll have to send you, if you visit DisneyInfinityCodes.com, one of our other writers, Greg, he made a great guide of how to make 4 different kinds.
Yeah.
Because there's all different kinds, one. So you had one where you hop on a rail and it just constantly a circle rail, and they're constantly
totally
dropping. And so
on
you could just take the controller and set it there and not have to do anything. You know what I mean? And not have to run up and run around and stuff like that. But there's a certain even kind of figured out the certain percentage of sparks you lose that you just won't auto pick up.
Oh yeah.
Then he recommended putting down the Spider-Man disc that increases your radius.
Exactly, or the Merlin.
And so or the Merlin. But yeah, there you go. So there was Troy making a quick little video. We're gonna give Sadness her own little treatment.